the B in business. You got to be about the business, the system, the people, and the platform. As I continue to work in the educational field, I noticed something profound. It wasn't that the systems were broken. It was the people within those systems. This realization came as a bit of a aha moment for me. It was like an awakening that shifted my entire perspective on business and education. In the traditional classroom, there's a pacing guide. Teachers follow a prescribed set of standards and objectives, and there's a clear expectation of what should be taught and when. It's a system designed to keep everyone on track. But I noticed something. There were always people within that system trying to do things their own way. They would deviate from the pacing guide, invent new methods, and make changes based on their personal preferences. At first, I thought this was a sign of innovation, a desire to improve the system. But the more I watched, the more I realized that these deviations weren't always productive. They were often a form of resistance. People wanted to do things their own way, and in doing so, they unintentionally disrupted the flow of the system. This wasn't about the system being broken. It was about the people in it. They weren't aligning with the structure. And when you're in a system, especially one designed for collective progress like education, you can't just operate independently. You have to work within the framework. This is business 101. And understanding that the platform you're on dictates your approach. The platform, why systems work. As I began to reflect on this, I realized it had direct parallels to digital marketing and business in general. In business, just like in education, you're part of a larger system. Whether you're building a personal brand, running a business, or navigating an online platform, there are rules and structures that you must work within. These frames are in place to ensure that there is alignment. They're in place to ensure consistency, and they're in place to ensure progress. One of the key concepts I understood was that to succeed in business, you have to respect the platform. Whether it's on social media, online marketplace, or marketing system, the platform dictates the pace and the approach. If you're on someone else's platform like Facebook, Instagram, or even a school district pacing guide, you have to play by their rules. You can't simply push against the grain and expect the same results as you would if you created your own platform. And this is a core principle in business, understanding that when you're working within someone else's system, you must align with their structure to succeed. The pacing guide in digital marketing. In education, the pacing guide is a tool that keeps everyone on track, ensuring that content is delivered in a timely manner. Similarly, in digital marketing, there are best practices, algorithms, and timing that guide your strategy. If you deviate too far from these rules, your efforts may not yield the desired results. For instance, you may post content at the wrong time, you may use the wrong hashtags, or fail to engage with your audience in a consistent way. This is like a teacher ignoring the pacing guide. They may have good intentions, but they won't achieve the same results as someone who adheres to the structure. A peer-reviewed study by Elzinga explains that platforms create rules that affect how individuals and organizations interact with them, and success is dependent on understanding and aligning with those rules. This is true both in education and in business. Systems are designed to ensure that everyone progresses in an orderly fashion. And while innovation is important, it must work within the framework of the system. So disruption for the sake of disruption often leads to confusion or inefficiency. From the classroom to business, the shift in mindset. The lesson I learned, especially as it pertains to business, is that systems are not inherently broken. The problem arises when individuals fail to understand the power of working within a structured environment. This realization shifts my approach both in education and in business. When I began thinking about digital marketing in the context of the Pacing Guide, I understood that the same principles apply. You can't simply throw out the rule book and expect success. Whether it's in a district, a Pacing Guide, or the algorithms of social media, understanding the system is essential to achieving long-term success. And by aligning with the system, you create a foundation for growth. You leverage the power of the platform instead of fighting it. And just like in education, where students must follow a structured learning path to achieve their full potential, businesses must operate within a framework to thrive in the digital world. In business, you don't create your own rules. You work within the system, leveraging it to your advantage. The real key is understanding the system, whether it's in the education or the digital marketing, and aligning your efforts with it. When you do, you'll see the results. So when I talk about business now, I'm not just talking about strategy. I'm talking about systems. I'm talking about understanding that in order to achieve success, you must first understand the platform that you're on, follow its rules, and then innovate within that framework. This is the essence of business success, whether you're teaching a child the ABCs or building a digital marketing empire. Period. Keep sprouting.